Welcome to Wallbanging Paint Schemes, where every week I, Trackside Larry, go through my favorite paint schemes from the week in the Trucks, O'Reilly Series, and in the NASCAR Cup Series. But from now going forward, I will also be joined by Cory, who will give his favorite paint schemes from the week. And this week, the Craftsman Truck Series heads to St. Pete, while the NASCAR Cup Series and the O'Reilly Auto Parts Series head to Circuit of the Americas. Let's take a look at some of these paint schemes. I really like the Tajín truck from Andres Perez, the number 44 here. I've seen a couple of other pictures from Instagram and X for this paint scheme. It's a nice paint scheme. I don't think I've ever seen Tajín on a car before, so that's pretty interesting. Chandler Smith has the title sponsor of the race on his truck, Only Bulls. A very weird name for weird name. I'm not sure what Only Bulls does. It sounds like a very weird version of OnlyFans. That's what that sounds like to me, but not a bad paint scheme. It's not bad. It's very different for sure, but it's different but simple at the same time. It's okay. And then I really like this Connor Mozak number seven scheme for Spire, the Pines Moto Club. I like this. I think this is a really nice paint scheme. We've seen some of these paint schemes before, and this one looks nice. This one looks nice. I like that it's all white with the pink, the blue, and the yellow. It looks cool. I'm a fan of it. And the pink number is very different as well. And then Dario Franchitti driving the Dollar Tree Tundra for Tricon. It's nice. It's nothing special per se, but it works. Interesting. I'm interested to see how he runs, I would say, in this number one. Okay, we'll move on to the O'Reilly Auto Parts Series. And we saw this scheme a couple weeks ago. I just find it interesting that we have it again. Of course, Anthony Alfredo had to replace Caesar in the number. What number was he driving? I think it was the number 0 that week. I think he was driving the number 0. And he ended up replacing him and used his sponsorship to get into the race because they made some sort of deal. His team and then Viking Motorsports made some sort of deal to get Anthony Alfredo in that car, and they used the same scheme for the most part. They just added some Dude Wipes decals somewhere. So maybe Protein Rice Treats found themselves with a deal with Anthony Alfredo now. Anthony Alfredo is a sponsored driver by them now, it looks like. Interesting story. I don't know if I think I do know. I don't really like this paint scheme from Josh Williams. It looks like I'm looking at SpongeBob. I'm not a big fan of this. I really like Brennan Poole's number 44 here. It reminds me a lot of Flames Jeff Gordon DuPont car. The more like the black one that he had. I'm a big fan of this. This is nice. I always like flames on a car. All right, the Shane Van Gisbergen Safety Culture number 9. That's sick. That is sick. I always like those colors together too, like an aqua and purple. That's nice. Now that we've gone through a couple of my favorite O'Reilly Auto Parts Series schemes, let's go through the NASCAR Cup Series for COTA. And right out the gate, another Shane Van Gisbergen Safety Culture scheme. This one's the 97. It looks like the aqua on the number might be reflective. Sick. This is how you do it when it comes to the numbers moved forward. I know that was a big talking point this week on X. This is how you do it if you're Safety Culture. You obviously probably want some more sponsorship down there, but Safety Culture is using the space correctly. Holy crap. It's the Intimidante. I love this paint scheme. It reminds me a lot of the Earnhardt paint scheme. On the hood of it, it's white, so it's obviously not the same, but on the side, it looks very similar. I'm a big fan of this paint scheme and Chili's relationship with Carson Hocevar. Okay, I don't think I like this Ram self-storage machine from Ricky Stenhouse Jr. and Hayek. Yeah, nope. This Jesse Love C4 Energy Chevrolet, I kind of like it. I'm interested to see how it actually looks on track, but just pictures of it through graphics and stuff, it looks cool. It looks very different. It looks cool. I'm curious to see how the different parts of the paint or the decal, it's pretty much just one big decal, it's a big sticker, but you get what I'm saying, how certain parts of it pop. All right, I don't know if I like this paint scheme or not. From William Byron, All Pro Reconditioning Chevrolet. I don't know if I like it or not, but it's definitely giving me AARP vibes from the Jeff Gordon car years ago. That's what this is giving me. It's the color scheme, the way the scheme kind of is. Yeah, for sure. I'm interested to see how Rowdy's car looks on the track with this Rebel root beer whiskey. And I'm going to have to try that, by the way. Rebel root beer whiskey. I still haven't found regular Rebel whiskey. So, yeah. But I don't know if it's gonna look great on track or not. Honestly, in the graphics it looks good, but this I have a feeling this could be one of those cars where it doesn't look very good in person. All right, then probably the best paint scheme of the week, and that's Ross Chastain in this All-American Busch Light Chevrolet, fresh off both the USA men's and women's hockey teams winning the gold medal. This is a great paint scheme. If I remember correctly, they did something very similar to this. Not this exact scheme, but red, white, and blue colors and an all-American scheme, if you will, last year for this race as well, a COTA for Circuit of the Americas. So I think this is probably the best paint scheme overall the whole weekend, and it's the last one I had to say. Yeah, here I am with Cory. And Cory, is there any paint schemes this weekend that you're really looking forward to seeing on track to see if maybe those colors pop, the numbers pop, or something like that? I would say you're more into paint schemes personally than I am. I like paint schemes, but you're really into the schemes. What are some of your favorites that you're looking at?
Um, I think for the Xfinity series, I feel like we don't have a lot of purple paint schemes out there, so I'm looking forward to SVG's Safety Culture number 9 and the one on Sunday. But and then also in the Xfinity series, I really like the I like how clean the 32, the Ross Chastain environmental Chevrolet looks, the green for life. I like how clean that one is, and I also like Sam Mayer's number 41 Charbroil Chevy. I like it's simple, but it's like colors we don't see too often, or like at least paint schemes that are fully green. And I don't know if that's even turquoise, what color Sam Mayer's is, but I like that one a lot. Another one I really like for the Xfinity series is Josh Williams' Starbright Chevrolet. I don't know why, to me, it looks like a SpongeBob scheme. It's like all bright yellow on the front end with like a camo and then bright blue on the back. It almost reminds me of SpongeBob.
Yeah, that's funny because I said the same thing. I thought it looked like SpongeBob, but I kind of said the opposite. I didn't like it because it looked like SpongeBob.
Oh,
So I thought that
that's
was funny
funny.
that you said that. And I agree with the Sam Mayer one pretty heavy. I didn't mention it in mine, but it's very simple and slick. Hopefully he doesn't go flying through the grass or something with that.
Destroy his car in the grass again 2 weeks in a row, so this time do it during the race.
Yeah, just don't do it during the race this time.
Yeah, and then on the Cup Series side, I know Rebel Bourbon's been a sponsor for a while, but I like the Shoot the root beer whiskey car they have this week. I think that looks pretty clean. I think Alex Bowman's Ally Scream this year is actually really clean. The use of like the blue that they have on it, I think it makes it pop better this year. It looks better on track that we've seen. I think we've seen it already. I
Yeah,
believe it
we,
was
we
in the
have, but it looks
Flash.
good. It looks good.
Yeah. And then I think honestly, Fire killed it with paint schemes a lot. And I think the 71 Cat's Coffee, that one's clean for Michael McDowell. And then I personally think the paint scheme of the week is clearly the Ride the Dente Intimidator looking, or the Intimidente 77 car for Carson Hocevar. That has to be paint scheme of the week. And then my personal favorite is always the Red Bull cars, because I used to love the Red Bull cars back in the day, and I think they make them look so much better with this year's version of Zillich and SVGs. And then Zillich's little flare of blue like pops. That's my favorite personally.
Probably my favorite from the weekend has to be the Ross Chastain All American scheme. I don't know, or Texan scheme, whatever it is. I love that one. The Intimidente was probably second for me. I really like that scheme as well. There's a lot of good schemes. The safety culture schemes from SVG, the purple and the aqua,
Mm-hmm.
those look
Yep.
nice. Those look really nice.
No, for me, that's honestly it. I like when paint schemes are simple sometimes when it's using colors that we don't always have. Like the all white schemes I don't like it all. But like when we go back to talking about like the Saturday O'Reilly series schemes and talking about Sam Mayer's and Ross Chastain's number 32, like we don't have an all green car all the time, or at least like that. And we don't have an all, I don't know, is it teal for Sam Mayer this week? That one's clean because that's the color we don't ever get. And I know it doesn't matter too much when it comes to paint schemes, but it's nice to have some originality or like when it comes to like paint schemes and stuff, because I feel like it's always copy and paste when it comes to paint schemes for NASCAR, especially not to start talking shit, but when it comes to talking about the Legacy Motorsports, their paint schemes for me are always just so bland.
All right, I appreciate that, Corey. But please let me know your thoughts in the comments. What do you think are the best paint schemes from this weekend? And are you looking forward to Circuit of the Americas and the trucks at St. Pete? Let me know down below. But for now, I'm Trackside Larry saying peace.